Hello and welcome to Greece. I know what you're thinking. Gage, you said we're going to Romania. You said we were going to go through Austria, and then we were going to head over into Hungary, and then we were going to carry on to Romania. Why have you gone completely south and gone to Greece? Well, to answer that, I got to take you back about 3 days. Today, I was fully intending to drive to Vienna. That was the whole point of the next video, was do one full video on Vienna. It's an incredible place. But I got looking this morning and it's going to cost me like €30 for like 4 hours worth of parking. And if I'm honest with you, it kind of put me off. And the whole point of this trip for me is to go to places that get me excited. And if I'm honest, Vienna was on the list, but it just, I don't know, the entire time I've been making my way towards it, it just hasn't lit the fire. I'll get to the point. I've just had an old lady wave at me from out of the car. Woo, they love it. There's another guy who's just waved as well. They love it. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. I just had two cars, an old lady wave, and then a guy chuck out the devil horns at me. Oh man, that's so nice. That's awesome. Now, one question my brother asked me when I went away, before I went away, was, oh, if you're heading east, are you going to go to Greece? And I thought to myself, I was like, if I try to do that, then I end up trying to cram too much in. I don't enjoy, you know, the holiday, because I feel like I've got to do stuff all the time and be moving and this, that and the other. But then I enjoy moving. I enjoyed doing stuff all the time. I enjoy being under a time crunch. I just got this feeling, I was like, right, I need to pull over, I need to just clear my mind, I need to think about what we're doing next. What are we going to do next? I need to make a decision. So I got my phone out, and I'm going to do it now. And I'm going to read from it. So, all them countries that we've crossed, we've done a lot of miles in quite a quick pace, really. And we've stopped off. We lost 2 days for charging the batteries. I had basically 2 days, 1 day where I didn't really do an awful lot. So we've covered a lot of ground quite quickly. So my thinking is, we change the game, we completely switch it up. We are still going to hit Romania, that is the point of this trip, but how we get there is now going to be completely different. So originally the plan was going to be, we are in Austria right now, we cross over into Hungary, and we make our way across to Romania. Apologies, I'm reading from my phone. But I was like, if we go to Romania, I've got 3 months here. We've only used 1 week. Got 3 months. We might as well do Greece. We might as well. I've been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey as well. That's not helped. That's not helped at all. We hit the road. We carry on going south. And then when we go south, we end up going through Serbia. And then we're on the very outskirts of Kosovo. Kevin, you know all about Kosovo. Then we go all the way through North Macedonia until we get to a place called Kastoria. Now, Kastoria is in the very north of Greece, like super north. And then I'm thinking what we do is we do an anti-clockwise trip around Greece. So it is now saying, from here down to Kastoria, it is about a 20-hour drive, which isn't that bad. That's avoiding motorways and toll roads. Ooh, what do you reckon, guys? What do you reckon? Do we do it? Do we do it? I think we've got to go and do Greece. Let's do it. Let's do it. Come on, we'll all do it. Let's go on a trip together. Let's go and do all of Greece as well as. We'll just plough through it. What's the worst that can happen? Do you see the excitement in him? He's young. He's new to travelling. He's full of life. He thinks everything's going to be good. And it wasn't. It really wasn't. Yeah, okay, yeah. Let's do it. Let's do Greece. Let's go.
There's a time and a place, and baby it is here and now. Do you know how to breathe? If not, then I'll show you how. You're dealing with work, money, bills, worries, friends, lovers, wait, hurry. They're telling you work harder, run faster, get stronger, last longer. But we got all night, 'cause I just wanna slow down. There's no one else around now, no. We just gotta slow down, yeah. There's no place to run to now.
So, it is now 2:02 in the morning, and obviously I had quite a hard day today, and I am just thinking I want to get moving, I want to get into Greece, and yeah, I just want to start enjoying that because today's been pretty hard. And I've just been doing some research, and basically I can't go through North Macedonia because unless your insurance cover you in North Macedonia, which mine don't, it doesn't give you a green card, which means green card for your vehicle, which means you have to pay €50 for 15 days, and obviously I'm going to be in the country for all of 3 hours. But yeah, I want to get truthful with you guys. You know, like I said, it's now 2 o'clock in the morning. I didn't eat till super late tonight. I'm very tired, but I'm not switching off. You know, you can feel in yourself sometimes when you're like, I'm not going to settle, I'm just going to toss and turn. So in these situations, I just stay up because it just stresses me out if I lie down and I can't sleep. With that being said, I could do with getting some sleep because I want to get going quite early tomorrow. Yeah, it's been a hard day. It's been a really hard day.
Story time, it's story time.
Okay, I made the decision on a whim that I wanted to come to Greece. You saw in the video, it was very much, I'm just going to do it because I've always wanted to go to Greece, and who cares what happens? Well, so much happened. So much happened. And I've just been miserable for like 2 days. So, where do I even start? So, I got to the border of Hungary and Serbia, and I just messed the whole thing up. Every single station, I just messed up. So, you rock up, and you're supposed to stop at a window. Well, I didn't stop at the window because there was a barrier. I went and drove to the barrier. So I get this woman shouting at me, saying you need to reverse, but I couldn't reverse because there's a truck behind me. So she has to get out the office. She gets out the office, comes over to the window. She's like, why have you parked here? I was like, oh, no, I just thought I was supposed to. There's a barrier. I just pulled up to the barrier. She's like, right, give me your passport, give me your details, and follow me. So get out the van, follow her. She stamps it, gives it me back with a look on her face, and I'm like, sorry, thank you. I move on. I get to the next one. What's the next one? The next one's a weighing station, so there's a red light. It's like any other red light. I drive up to it. Well, Gage, did you not learn from station 1 that you never drive straight up to what you think you should drive up to? I get this bloke shouting at me. I can't even see this. I just hear this voice going, sir, move back, move back, move back. I was like, oh, okay. So I start reversing back. And he's like, where my window is? He's like, up there. And I'm like, oh, hello. Ignores me. Doesn't even want to look at me at this point. He's like, go. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you. So I trek on through. Well, I get through there, and Google Maps is telling me, you need to turn back. Well, I get through the barrier, and Google Maps is saying you need to turn back, you need to go back onto the main road. And I was like, well, I can't go back onto the main road because I need to leave Hungary and get through to Serbia. And I'm not sure what I need to do. So I look around. I can't see anything. There's no signs. All I see in the distance is some movement. So I was like, right, I'm going to drive over there. So I drove over there. That was mistake number 3. So I drive over there, and then this guy drops the barrier down, and he says to me, you need to give me your passport and your details, and you need to pull up on the side. So I pull up on the side, get out, give him my passport, my details, and he walks off. And I was like, okay, I'll stay by the van then, I don't know. And he comes back out and he's like, come. And I was like, oh, okay. So I'm like, off I go. So as I get into this building, there is a line as long as my arm of truck drivers with their papers, all waiting to get seen by this woman at a desk. And this customs agent says to me, I think you've come to the wrong section. I was like, oh, are you? He's like, yes, you've come to truck section where you need car section. I was like, oh, okay, where do I go? He goes, no, we'll try to get you through. And I was like, oh, thank you very much. It's so lovely of you. Follow me. Well, there is a long line of truckers, and they all look very annoyed because they all have to wait. And here I am, a Brit, with a guy, and he walks me straight past the whole line. So I'm walking past these truckers, and I'm like, nice weather we're having, isn't it? We walk past every single one of them and pushing right at the front. And the guard that's taking me there says to the woman in Hungarian, something, camper van, something, points at me. She then laughs. And I was like, yes, I know, I'm an idiot, and I've messed this up. I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm nervous. And he says, right, follow me. So we walk back out the office. I make full eye contact with everybody that I've just pushed through. And we walk to an office behind them. So I march straight back past all these truck drivers again. And I'm like, sorry, thank you, have a nice day. Sorry, my bad. We go into this guy's office. And he looks at the papers, and he's stamping whatever he needs to. And then he points at one of the pages. And what he means is this guard didn't photocopy everything he needed. So we walked back past all these truck drivers again and butted in again. And I just stood there and I was like, I can't even make eye contact with these people right now because I know I've just wound everybody up. So we get all the papers stamped. Everything's good. We go back out to my van and he says, okay, what you want to do is you want to come out of here, take a left and join the car lane. They'll see you through the border. So I drive out. I take a left and I see a car lane. So I park in the car lane. I'm like, good, I'm through. Everything's sorted. We're all happy. Great. Boom, 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 boom. I was like, whoa, what the hell? So I wind my window down. The same security guard. And he's like, what are you doing? I was like, I don't know. What am I doing? What have I done wrong now? And he's like, you're driving back into Hungary. He was like, where are you going? Are you going back into Hungary or are you going into Serbia? I was like, I need to go to Serbia. He's like, you're driving back into Hungary. And I was like, So he stops all the traffic at border control so I can reverse my van out. and then go towards Serbia. And I said to him, I was like, I am really sorry, I have messed this whole thing up. And he's like, no, you're fine, but you need to go now. Get to Serbia, they'll see you through. I was like, thank you. At this point, I'm already rattled. I'm nervous. I drive up. Now, I get to the Serbian border, and there is a hunk of a man, let me tell you. So this guy is clearly the guy you want to be friends with if you work at Serbian border control, right? He's just got like full head of hair, he's jacked, he's got a tan, he's a good looking guy, and I was like, yeah, that's the guy you want to be friends with. So you're that guy. You right here, you're that guy. You're looking out the window and you're waiting for somebody to pull up, okay? But remember, you're the really cool person. You're the coolest person that works here. So you're waiting, and here I come with my little van. I'm I stalled the van right in front of him. And my reaction was a stall bang, and I was like, he starts laughing. The woman that is stood behind him starts laughing. And I'm sat there and I'm just like, I just want to die. I've had enough. Then I receive a text message from my service provider saying, oh, it looks like you're roaming in countries that are outside of the EU. Best of luck to you. We're not giving you any internet. I was like, oh, that's great. That's really handy, because I've not found a parking spot to park up tonight. I'm just kind of travelling into Serbia. Do you know when you're having a good time in your car, you've got your friends there, you've got your music playing, you're laughing, you're joking, then you almost crash. So then you turn the radio right down low, you get your hands at 10 and 2, you lock in, you just sat watching the road, no more distractions, you get all serious. That was me for like an hour and a half after crossing this border. I find a service station, and I was like, great, I'm going to pull in here, I'm going to fill up my van, and hopefully they've got some internet. I park up outside this pump. I get out the car, and the person who's working there comes out and greets me. And I was like, oh, hello. And he grabs the fuel pump, and he's like, which one? Now, I've had this in Italy, where people fill your van up for you, but then they charge you so much money for doing it. So I'm saying to him, no, I'll do it, don't worry, I'll do it. I've got, he's like, no. And I was like, I can't argue with him because I've not done my research on the country. I don't even know if it's illegal to touch your own fuel pump in Serbia. I have no idea. So I was like, right, okay, you do it. I go in the petrol station. So I'm looking at a drink or use a toilet. And when I come out, he's behind the desk. So I go to pay for the fuel. This random person comes walking in. Well, not even walking in, briskly jogging into the fuel station, shouting and pointing at my van. Now, I don't know about you guys, but being at a fuel station, somebody screaming and somebody pointing at your van, never going to be good news, is it? So I come walking out and I'm like, what's going on now? And I see about 15 litres of fuel on the floor. Absolutely scattered everywhere. And I'm like, oh my God, my van's leaking diesel. So I pop down on the floor and I'm looking underneath it, and yeah, it is flowing out of there. I was like, oh, okay, this is a problem because I'm in a country that isn't in the EU. Don't know if my breakdown cover is going to cover this. What do I do? So, in the meantime, he's talking to me in Serbian. I don't know what the fuel attendant's saying. This other bloke walks up and says, oh, do you speak English? I was like, yeah, yes, I do. Can you please translate? He says, he just needs you to move your van over so he can cover up the fuel and you can check out what's going on. So I start my engine up. on my dashboard, it tells me how many miles until I need to fuel up. Now, for this van, for about 130 quid, you get like 650 miles, 680 miles if you got decent fuel. I start the engine up and it says 750 miles. I remember thinking as I just drove it out of the way of this 15 litres of fuel on the floor, I thought, that's a lot of miles. Drive over, park up, have a look underneath the van, and it's just tickling out now. Getting attacked by a fly. It's just tickling out now. And I was like, that's really weird because it was pooling out a second ago. So I stand by the van, I'm looking underneath it, and it calms down. It becomes just a drip from where the fuel had kind of come across the tank and was just dripping off. I thought, that's really, really weird. That's never happened before. I go in and I pay and I come back out, and then I realise, I was like, oh, well, hang on a minute. What if he's just completely filled my van up? So instead of, you put your pump in, you click it, and then it automatically turns off. What if he's just carried on past that turning off point and it's just kind of spilled out? I've never had fuel issues. I've never had leaking issues until this one guy fuels up my van. And it stopped now all of a sudden. So I had to pay for 15 litres of fuel that I didn't get. That was my first taste of Serbia. It was just a mess. 90 minutes later, I get to my park up, okay? And it's the only park up within a sort of a 2-hour radius. One thing I really don't like about van life is when I find a park up and I can't get there until night time, because everything is creepy. You don't know your surroundings. I enjoy parking in the middle of nowhere. I don't like being close to people when I park up. I just prefer being out in the middle of nowhere. And it's beautiful when you wake up in the daytime like this, but then it's creepy as anything when you get here at night time. And the place I parked up in Serbia was very creepy. So Serbia, for me, the encounters that I had, everybody was just harsh. They weren't very welcoming. Serbia as a country, the areas I'm trying to say this nicely. The areas I saw weren't very nice. It was concrete jungles and dilapidated houses, and everything just looks like a construction site. And that's all I'm seeing for like 3.5, 4 hours drive into Serbia. So I fall asleep at about 4:30 in the morning, and then I'm up at like 7 o'clock. I wake up at 7 o'clock, I open my door, and there's 3 people sat in the front of the van, fishing. And there's a woman cooking. She's cooking them some breakfast, and I get out, and she goes, oh, hello, and I was like, oh, hello. She smiles, and I smile, and we're polite. And I just start packing up my van. I'm just like, right, I want to get out of here. I've had enough. It's, going from somewhere like Austria and Germany and the park-ups I've been to parking somewhere here. It's just a whole culture shock, and I'm not liking it. And I'm packing up my van, and this younger guy comes over with a plate, and on it's 2 breakfast things, and he's like, for you, and I was like, oh, thank you very much, that's really nice of you. And the mum smiles, and he kind of goes like that, no problem. So as I'm eating it, the dad, there's an older guy, I'm guessing the dad, comes walking up, and he, hello, and I was like, oh, hello, how are you? He's like, yes, good, you? I was like, yeah, very good, thank you very much. So I had the breakfast, and I walk over to him and give him the plate. They take the plate and say thank you, and I said, oh, I've got a really long drive today. I've got like I think yesterday was like, in total was like another 12-hour drive day to get to Greece. I said, and I didn't have any breakfast in the van, so you've filled me up, thank you very much. And they were like, I don't think they quite understood what I was saying, but you know, I was being polite and smiley. I do the driving thing till I've got a long drive, and the dad says, "Oh, you alcohol?" It's like 7:30 in the morning, which really made me laugh. And they were really, really lovely people, and that's kind of what I'm trying to get on this trip. Is I'm trying to show that the world can be a nice place. It might not look nice, and what's around you might not be nice, but the people are nice. And I just want to thank them people, them 3 people that were fishing. Again, it was just a little bit of breakfast to you guys, but to me, it almost felt like a peace offering. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was so nice, and yeah, that's why I'm trying to do this trip. We've got to say goodbye to this amazing view now. As we're going to move on, I need to go to a shop, get some more water, get a few bits for the van, and yeah, crack on really. I filmed the trek up here last night, but with it being night time, I don't know how well the footage is going to look. So I'm going to film us going down the hill today, and hopefully you can see what I had to go through to get us here, to get this immaculate view. Okay, I'm making my way down the hill, and this is super shady. Like, just watch. This is definitely made for a 4x4 Jeep, not a Peugeot Expert camper van. And I came up the other side of the hill. I didn't come up this side. And this side is pretty grim. And it is, I just want to point out, it is a sheer drop to the left of me. Like, I'm not trying to put like pressure on the situation or make it sound, oh, you know, like let's big it up. But yeah, it's a serious situation to the left of me. So I'm trying to just keep to the right, but then the right of the pathway is absolutely wrecked. And I've got some like hairpin turns coming up. Like, it's this next left and then the next right, and then I think it should become a little bit easier after that. What am I doing? What am I doing? This is just silly. My little Peugeot Expert is getting absolutely ragged around here. And I'm sorry, girl, I love you, I really do. I'm just trying to take it easy. Oh, my word, what is going on? Okay, hairpin turn to the left, which is super tight. I'm full lock here. I am full lock to the left, and I am not making that. God, I hope I can reverse. Atta girl, atta girl, atta girl. Okay. This does not seem like the driving way at all. This is making me sweat. Okay, hairpin right turn here. We are a rally car. Let's not forget this. Let's not forget this. I've played enough games to know I can do this. Full up to the right. Nice and easy. Look at the view though. The view's beautiful. Hopefully it's not the last view I ever see. Jeez. Okay, on we go. I can wholeheartedly say that was one of the stupidest things I have ever done in 26 years on this planet. But I've got to say, that was one of few times in my life where I honestly thought I was going to die. I really did. I cannot stress to you how stupid that really was. That was idiotic by me. And look at the damage to my van. My sticker's come off. That's where all the trees have hit it. On my way to Lidl, I've just been driving down the road and I've just seen this monument. So I've just translated that write-up about this statue. Now, this is called the Leo Monument, and it was first discovered in 1912 when Greek soldiers were digging. They discovered the top of the lion's head, so they started to basically dig it up, but in 1916 when the war started they had to stop, and English soldiers, the translation, it's not fantastic, but the English soldiers that came into Greece apparently also found this lion and dug up some more of it. So in like 1931 or 32, the Americans and the French all got involved and they basically restored this monument. And it was in a bit of a state, so there are things now been added to make it, you know, a full lion again. Apparently the eye sockets and the eyeballs were all missing, so they've been redone, and something to do with one of his paws as well. But the translation gets very murky, unfortunately. I've just finished at Lidl now. I've just bought a pack of waters and a few little bits for the van. The van itself is in a right state. There is just stuff everywhere and I got to sort that later today. I just want to thank the gentleman that was in front of me at in line, and he was putting his stuff on the belt, and he says to me, you go, you go. I just had like 3 items in my hand, but I had a pack of waters on the floor as well, and I was like, oh, I've got these as well. And he's like, no, go. And I was like, oh, thank you very much. As I'm putting my stuff on the conveyor belt, he just goes, you little. And I was like, eh? Who told you that? Oh, my shopping's little. Oh yeah, I've only got a little shopping. Yeah, just the shopping. I've just got to my park-up. Look at this, paradise. I am the only person here on this whole beach section. There's nobody else here. I have the whole beach to myself. Alright y'all, let's test out the water, shall we, together? It better be warm, because if it's not, oh. It looks to, oh, it's a rocky beach as well. Okay, flip-flops are going off here. I'm going to stumble my way through the next rocky bit. Okay, water's not too bad actually, the water is not too bad. But them rocks are something. Ow. Ow. Ow, ow. 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 So, the good news is this camera is... I'm down. I'm down. Woo! I fell down. Okay, we're in. We're in. So, this camera is... water resistant up to a certain depth, and I kind of want to try it out to see what it looks like, but I don't want to break my Insta360. What do you reckon? Do we take the risk? I think we're going to try it. I think we're going to dunk together. Okay, are you ready for this? 3, 2, 1. Woo! Oh my god, that is salty. Woo! And the camera's still on. That's great news. Woo! So today's gone from being great to being really bad. I am stuck in the sand. And it's quite deep. Like very deep. And I'm not sure what to do. There is never a dull moment when it comes to me. I got my van stuck in the sand and it was bad. It was bad. I was completely caked up to like here. Hopefully you can see it where my foot is against a tyre. Half a tyre deep in sand. And I dug it out. Don't know if you can tell, I am covered in dirt. Digging it out as much as I can, trying to reverse, digging it out, and I was just getting deeper and deeper and deeper. And I started to panic and I didn't know what to do. So I started walking down the beach in hopes I'd find somebody. And as I'm walking down the beach, there's like a little 4x4 Suzuki that rocks up. So I come running back and I'm like, excuse me, help. And he's like, oh, no. I don't blame him because I'm just a random guy approaching him on a beach in a different language, asking for help. And I showed him, I was like, my van's stuck. And he's like, and I was like, I've got tow rope, luckily. I had a tow rope. If you look at her, she served us well. God bless. Good night. So I hooked up to the back of my van, hooked up to the front of his car, and he's pulling and I'm reversing. I'm just digging myself deeper and deeper and deeper, and I was like, I don't know what to do. So he resorts to just literally reversing and just janking the van. And luckily I've got a tow bar on the back of my van, and he had a tow hook on the front of his car, which was super lucky. So we weren't damaging either vehicle. And he's just boom, 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 and he's moving me, and every time I tried to back up, I'm just digging myself into a new pit of sand. And he's pulling, and we get far back, and then it snapped, and I still couldn't get out. And I was like, right, I'm not going to try to like rev the car or anything like that, because I'm just going to dig myself in. So he gets to the back of the van, and then his wife comes over to push, and I said to her, I was like, oh, you get in the car, I'll push. And she's like, great. We start pushing, nothing's moving, and I hear him say, Jesus. And I was like, I'm knackered, I don't know what to do. And she just adds a little bit of gas, and as we push, the van just starts to take off. And I was like, oh my God, please. And she pulled it all the way around onto this hard rock here, and I could kiss this floor, and I could kiss the van, and I kissed her, and I wanted to kiss him. And I tried to offer her money. I said, let me give you some money, please, thank you so much. And she said, no. He was pretty happy to take some money. But I'm very glad she said no, because I don't actually have any cash. I could have sworn I had 20 euros. Little update. I found €5 in my wallet, and I had 5 more euros in change. So I just walked over to them and just give them 10 euros and said thank you very much, and he didn't want to take it. But I think 10 euros for saving my house is money well spent. And let this be a lesson to anybody out there. If it's not 4x4, don't risk it. I was just being stupid. Well, the thing is, I wasn't being stupid. I just didn't realise I'd driven that far onto the sand. But I think from now on, I'm going to get out and do a little recce and just make sure I know where the hard floor ends and the soft sand begins. Well, guys, that's the sun settling down. I think I'm going to go for one more dip, and then I think I'll be settling down too for the night. I hope you all really enjoy this vlog. You know, a lot of time's gone into travelling over here. I hope you're all interested in Greece. So please subscribe, please like the video, and let me know if there's anywhere in Greece you guys want to see in the comments below. Please follow me at pandatravels1306 on Instagram. I really am tired after the last 24 hours, let me tell you, so I really hope that I get a good night's sleep. I'll see you guys on the next one.